Hello everybody, Turtle Mud here, and I'll be bringing you my Stamina Nightblade bow gank build. Let's get right to it. Let's go over the sets. We're running 5-piece Hawkeyes, medium. It only comes in well fitted. Running 5-piece Marksman, all medium, into vines. And then we'll run appropriate jewelry to make our sets happen. All weapon damage. We are running Morlock Kina mask, medium to vines. And we're running a marksman bow. And in the gameplay video, at the end of this build video, I'm running a diseased enchant. And I'll explain the difference on the second build. I'm actually going to show you two builds. I'm showing you this build because this is the first build I've done and playing around with it. And the gameplay video is based off this build. I've come up with a second build that's much more effective. It doesn't hit as hard up front damage, but it's much more versatile. And the people that you can one-shot and two-shot on this build, you're going to still one-shot and two-shot those people on the second build. But it's the tankier classes that's going to give you trouble, who's got, evasion up, Dragon Knights, tanky Templars, and then those classes that just dodges all the time and just eats the damage, and you can't seem to get them down. This build is not very good for that. This build is just purely for ganking, and it's also good for Zerg on Zerg. It's not really good for small scale, because if you get caught, you're kind of screwed. However, it hits remarkably hard. Let's go over the skills. On the bow bar, we're running Trap Beast. I went with the lightweight morph. Relentless focus for the 10% stam recovery. Camouflage Hunter, Silver Shards, Focus Aim, and Flawless Dawnbreaker. Now the reason we set it up this way was so the Fighters Guild, passive increased weapon damage 3% for each Fighters Guild ability slotted. So what that does is for the Flawless Dawnbreaker, Shards, and Camouflage Hunter, and Lightweight Beast Trap, that's 4 times 3, that's 12, and then plus you get the 5% here, while slotted weapon damage is by 5%. So it makes it just increases your overall damage on your snipe there. All right, let's go on there over to the buff bar, second bar. Pretty standard, using Shuffle, Rally, Shadowy Disguise, Resolving Vigor, Inner Light, and Devouring Swarm. Pretty self. I really don't like Devouring Swarm. In the second build video, I've swapped it out for Warhorn, but I'll show you all that setup here in a moment. Pretty standard. On the potions, I find myself using this potion more than anything ever, and that's stealth detection. Most of the time when I die is because somebody is stealthed around me and they jump me, and I'm already low on some resources, and I use this like it's going out of style. And I use this one a lot too, Vanish and Major Expedition. Let's go over champ points. On my champion points, I went with Warlord, 50 points, 71 Mooncalf. Oh, and by the way, I'm not 501 yet. I went with 30 Tumbling, 1 in Bow Expert, 49 in Precise Strikes, 1 in Piercing, 100 in Mighty, 100 Hardy, and 46 Elemental Defender, 1 in Thick Skin down there, hiding on me, 4 in the Quick Recovery, and that's probably not the best setup. I actually found a little bit better setup. I'll show you in the second build video, or the second part of this video, second build. I'll show you what the tooltip damage is of Snipe. Let's go stealth. Buff that, hit that, do this, do that. Look at the snipe. So something went wrong. What went wrong? What did I do wrong there? What the hell? What am I missing? Why is that only 18 fucking thousand? Marksman 5 piece. Hawkeye 5 piece. Did my food go down? Why, yes it did. Okay, sorry for the noob delay there. Let's try this again. And the tooltip damage is hitting 20,097. So, hitting really hard. Hitting really hard. Alright, let me swap over and do some changes and show you the second build. Now, as you can see on this build, we went with lethal arrow at 18,899. So we lost a little bit, approximately 1,100, 1,200, some change on our tooltip damage. It doesn't hit quite as hard, still hits relatively hard. And what we're using, and I find it a lot more effective, is 5-piece marksman and 5-piece vice cannon. And it works really well. The difference we did on the skill setup is we changed the lethal arrow, went back to poison injection, kept everything else the same, except I did swap over to radiant mage lot. I do like the anti-gank thing from that thing, and went with warhorn. So basically, you know, the one people you're one-shotting and two-shotting, I mean, you're already one-shot and two-shotting them still, but now on my weapon, you've seen earlier that we went with a poison enchant. Poison enchant's good if you're just slowly solely ganking off a rock, or you're hiding, ganking horseback riders, then just go with a poison enchant. If you're doing large scale Zergon, Scourge, Siege, and things like that, put your poison enchant. Because once Vice Cannon procs, and your poison enchant procs, and poison injection procs, and you get lightweight beast trap on them, the dot damage is tremendous. And those tanky characters, that puts a lot more damage that they can't hardly take. It's a lot more effective. I like this build a lot better. It hits really hard, but the dot damage is tremendous. I mean, you get all them dots rolling on somebody, and it's a lot of they can't hardly keep up with it. And those tanky characters, you're easy to bring them down. Plus, you got a little bit better spammable with poison injection over shards, and I traded it out for that. And on the back bar, I went with flawless, aggressive warhorn. Now, I am going to be bringing you a build video, not build video, but gameplay video of me going back to that first build, the harder hitting build, and doing aggressive warhorn snipes, see what we can get this damage up to. And then I'm going to be building you an anti-ganking. The ganker ganks the ganker. Fun little build. We're going to be running Sentry. Damage dealt sneaking targets 20%. Detection radius increased by 50%. So we're going to do a little gameplay, probably live commentary, some fun stuff, going around ganking stealth players using detect pots. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, I recommend this setup. Vice Cannon. And with these skills, like I said, the dots is tremendous. What you're doing. Oh, lethal arrow, I want to talk to you about this. I went with this over focus aim. I like it a lot better. One reason I don't like the other morph of snipe is it's louder. People can identify what direction it's coming from easier. But the main reason, if you don't kill your target when you gank them or whatever the reason may be, and you mark them and they get away from you, you can't enter stealth until that mark drops. It's aggravating as heck. I don't find that problem with lethal arrow. Plus you get the healing reduction, plus the dots rolling on them. And I find it works better. And since I took disease off my bow and used a poison enchant, or actually use a poison, this works much better for me. Yeah, I find it much more effective. Let's go over champ points. The only change I did was I lowered Mighty down to 85. Put 9 in a Thermaturge since we're using dots now, and raised, I think I brought up precise strikes there. I'm not 501, so I'm going to be, I noticed if you put 100 in here, and like the first setup, and then whatever you can get in precise strikes. It's more beneficial to lower this a little bit and bring up your, you might lower your tooltip damage, but you're raising your criticals, which is not recorded. It just shows when you do it. So you know, point for point, I find this actually hits a little harder than if you put 100 into Mighty and lower precise strikes. But I raised up Thermaturge too. Like I said, I'm no expert. This might not be the perfect setup, and it's still being tested. But that's currently what I'm running. Enjoy the gameplay video. If you have any suggestions, any way I can make this hit harder, feel free to leave comments below. If you like it, give me a like. Like I said, I'm going to be bringing a couple more videos. I'm going to gank the ganker, and then I'm going to do some Warhorn snipes on the first build and see how we can get that damage number. Hey, thanks for watching, and enjoy the gameplay.